Thinking of updating your existing countertops? Then call the countertop specialists at Fox Tops All. Fox Tops All is a leading provider of premium custom manufactured countertops which we fabricate to your specs. No matter how large the project, Fox Tops All believes in exemplary customer service from the moment you walk through our doors until the last installed surface meets your satisfaction. Come visit our Mooresville showroom today and see for yourself why Fox Tops All.
Welcome to Stressless, the recliner that lets you create your own personal comfort zone. With a smooth reclining glide system that eases your body into the perfect position for total relaxation. Plus full lumbar support and a headrest that adjusts automatically. Stressless. Relax your body, free your mind.
Come, experience Stressless at Enbo Furniture in Cornelius. Sportsnight is shot on location at Woods on South. Experience a one-of-a-kind Charlotte destination with Carolina cuisine created by celebrity chef Marvin Woods. Woods on South, 2100 South Boulevard.
Hi everybody, I'm Bill Rosinski and welcome to another edition of Sports Night. We're at Woods on South Boulevard in Charlotte, North Carolina. On the show tonight, we'll have a friend of the show on with us, the former Carolina Panther quarterback Steve Berline, now of course with CBS, and he started another business here in Charlotte. We'll talk with him about that. But first, let's talk hockey. Lee Falardeau is a member of the Charlotte Checkers. He played his college hockey at Michigan State and was a 2002 draft pick of the New York Rangers. Lee, great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
And I know as we tape this, your guys are out of town. You got a bum wrist, don't you?
Yeah, you know what? I've been out for a little while. I broke my wrist, but hopefully I'm coming back soon, the next couple weeks, and hopefully I'll get back with them.
How frustrating is it? Because I know when I talk to a lot of football players who get injured, it's like, I know I'm on the team, but I really don't feel a part of the team.
Yeah, it's especially hard when I've been out for this long, and the hardest part is watching the guys out there, not being able to help them out, not being able to help win the games and stuff, and it's really difficult to get through.
So obviously you can skate all you want, right? Is that something that keeps you in shape? Do you skate on your own?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm practicing now with the team. I'm doing everything except like shooting and stick handling and stuff. So I'm definitely staying in good shape. So I'll be ready to come back when my wrist gets better.
Talk about the team this year, because I know it's frustrating because you have injuries and then you have call-ups all the time, and goaltenders. I have to check the paper series and goal for you guys all the time because of injuries and call-ups and trades. That's got to be a frustrating part, but it's also life in the East Coast Hockey League, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is life, but it is difficult sometimes when you're rolling along, you have a good goalie in net, and then he gets called up, another guy gets called up, some of your best forwards, they're getting called up, and guys are going down with injuries. It's really hard because you don't have a team that's set. You don't have a set roster by any means, and it's changing every night, so you can't really get used to playing with certain guys and stuff because next night they could be gone. You never know what's going to happen. So
I know when you get tapped on the shoulder and said you're going up to Hartford, for example, you're going, all right, because that's the next step. It's the American Hockey League. That would be like, and if fans don't know, that would be the equivalent of AAA baseball, because the next step is the big time, the National Hockey League. And then when you get tapped on the shoulder in Hartford and said, you're going back to Charlotte, that's got to be, you're on an emotional roller coaster, aren't you?
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of get used to it. I mean, the first couple times it happens to you, you're like, all right, I'm up there, I'm good, and then you come back down and you're like sad. But there's a great support with the coaches and everybody down here that when you come down, you feel, you get right back into it, and your goal is obviously to be up there, but the camaraderie and everything that you have down here really kind of helps keep you moving, keeps you up during the low times.
Now, you guys play at the Bobcats Arena, and if fans haven't seen it, you really got to come down. If you don't see a basketball game, you got to catch the Checkers out. It's a great facility, and it's really an NHL-style facility. I got to believe when other teams come here and see how you got what you have at home, that's got to be a great recruiting tool sometimes for the Checkers organization.
Oh yeah, I mean, guys see that rink, and I mean, you see the flat screens, a huge monitor up there, and I mean, you just don't see that in the East Coast, really. I mean, there's very few rinks. I mean, it competes with a lot of NHL rinks that they got going on right now. So it's really, I mean, the facilities are phenomenal.
Do you think Charlotte's a good hockey town?
You know what, I think it is. I mean, we get great support from our crowds. We get good crowds most nights, and I think the fans really do support us well.
Lee grew up in Midland, Michigan. You said it was a couple hours from Detroit. Was hockey always your first sport? Is that what you thought when you were a little kid? Did you have to put the skates on when you were like 3 years old?
Yeah, I started skating when I was 3 because I had 2 older sisters. My mom, they all figure skated. My dad played hockey, and so it was kind of in the family that skating would happen. But I like playing basketball, baseball, soccer, all those stuff when I was little too. But then, kind of 12 years old and on, it was just hockey. Couldn't do anything else.
All right, and then you went to Michigan State. Now, were there other options for you at the college level, or is that where you wanted to go?
I wasn't really set on any school when I first started the whole process of looking at different colleges, and it kind of fit me best though. I enjoyed the campus. I really liked the coach there, and it came in. I knew it was a top-notch organization too, so I couldn't beat it. It helped. It was close to home, which it was actually the closest to home I played since I was probably 13 years old. So it was pretty nice.
All right, now you're drafted by the Rangers, and if fans don't understand the draft, it's kind of like baseball. I mean, you can be a high school kid, a college kid, you can get drafted, but you still remain at Michigan State. The Rangers drafted you in 2002. You didn't leave till 2004.
Yeah.
Did you have an opportunity to leave right after you were drafted? What did the organization tell you?
You know what? I really didn't want to leave that early because I was still young, and they knew that too as well. It helps you kind of mature as you go through your college years and stuff. And the option came later for me. I really felt like it was time to go. I felt like after my 3rd year, I learned as much as I could at that level, and I wanted to move on. So that's just kind of how it worked out for me.
All right, now, while you played at Michigan State, there's a guy in goal, a big-time goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres, Ryan Miller, who you played with. What's he like, and do you keep in touch with him at all?
Every once in a while, actually, a lot of the guys that used to play at Michigan State will see each other over the summer. A lot of guys go back and work out there and stuff, and he was always a great guy. He's one of the nicest, down-to-earth people you ever meet, and probably one of the hardest workers too. He deserves everything that he's got. He's always worked his butt off. So.
All right, now eventually you do leave Michigan State. Now I understand you get about a year to go. Is that right?
Yeah.
Have you gotten the degree yet? Or you still working on it?
I'm still working on it. Last summer, I took some classes and stuff, so kind of chipping away because I want to get it done. But it's hard because during the hockey season, you can't really do the schooling and all the traveling and stuff we're doing.
All right, now I saw you were an environmental policy major. What is that?
It's pretty broad actually. It deals with all sorts of environmental issues, let it be pollution or how to make corporations kind of more self-sufficient and their environment, more environmentally sound, I guess you'd say, and it's kind of the green movement, everything that's been going to. It's you kind of work towards. I grew up in little northern Michigan. I always loved the outdoors and stuff, and I saw as I grew up some of the areas that I used to love kind of become polluted and kind of go downhill a little bit. And I wanted to do something that might help that.
Now, tell me about life in the East Coast Hockey League. It's not like you guys are making tons of money. When you travel, is it bus most of the time? Do you get on a plane once in a while?
Most of the time it's by bus. Actually, the travel for Charlotte, it's not too bad. We got a lot of 2-hour, 4-hour. There's a couple 12-hour bus rides, but we get the sleeper bus for those, so that's not too bad. We fly to Texas, which is nice, but I actually don't mind it too much. It's fun to be on the bus. You can watch a movie and just kind of hang out, so it's not as bad as you think.
All right, and then how do you guys kind of room together? It's tough because you're here during the season. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably go back home. Maybe you go back to Michigan in the off season. So is it tough to find a place to live around here?
Well, they set us up down here in Charlotte, so we have our apartments here. But it's a constant battle. You're moving every couple months, and the thing is, if you get called up, you move again. You're pretty much living out of suitcases a lot of the time. So when I came down here, I just came with my hockey bag and 2 suitcases, and that was it.
All right, now eventually you want to get in the National Hockey League. For a kid out there watching this show, what advice would you give him? This is tough. You were drafted by the Rangers, but you've been to Hartford. You've been back to Charlotte. The Rangers didn't re-sign you, right?
No.
Okay, so you're kind of
I'm a free agent right now.
You're a free agent. What would you like to see happen?
What would I like to see happen for myself? I just want to actually stay healthy for one. I've kind of played with injuries this year and the last year. I had hip surgery last season, so it kind of ended it. And it's just stay healthy. And I think if I'm playing healthy, you know, I'm gonna kind of keep moving up.
Family? Are you married? Are you still?
Yeah, I am married. Actually, my wife's she's back home in Michigan. She's this is the first year we've been apart. Normally she's come with me, but she's working up there now. So we figured take some time off. You know, let her work, do her thing, and we try to see each other as much as possible. So.
All right, now finally, I know it's tough for the Checkers and most East Coast Hockey League teams to schedule. You might not play for a week, and then you play like 4 games in 5 nights. What kind of shot do you guys? It's going to be a tough battle to get to the playoffs this year.
Oh yeah, I think we got a good shot at it, but I mean it's really just a grind down the stretch and into the playoffs because you play so many games. And I mean the biggest thing is if you can stay healthy. That's one of the biggest things. And with all the games right in a row, you know your body gets worn down. It's much easier to get sick. You just got to take care of yourself.
Lee, great to see you. Continued success. Get that wrist better, and hope you can stick a few in the net here soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks for having me.
All right, Lee Falardeau of the Charlotte Checkers. We'll continue with more of Sports Night here at Woods on South. Stay right there.
Sports Night is brought to you by Imbo Furniture, Scandinavian and Contemporary Designs. Fox Tops All, the countertop specialist. Call now and ask about our starting line selections. And by Woods on South, 2100 South Boulevard. Thinking of updating your existing countertops? Then call the countertop specialists at Fox Tops All. Fox Tops All is a leading provider of premium custom manufactured countertops which we fabricate to your specs. No matter how large the project, Fox Tops All believes in exemplary customer service from the moment you walk through our doors until the last installed surface meets your satisfaction. Come visit our Mooresville showroom today and see for yourself why Fox Tops All.
You don't have to be this fit to read Charlotte Health and Fitness magazine, but let Charlotte Health and Fitness magazine help you maximize your active lifestyle. Every month, CHF readers enjoy features on the best places to get fit, look great, and have fun. CHF is now available for home or office delivery. For a limited time, visit chfmag.com and sign up to receive your complimentary copy today.
Welcome to Stressless, the recliner that lets you create your own personal comfort zone. With a smooth reclining glide system that eases your body into the perfect position for total relaxation. Plus full lumbar support and a headrest that adjusts automatically. Stressless. Relax your body, free your mind.
Come, experience Stressless at Imbo Furniture in Cornelius. Sports Night is brought to you by Imbo Furniture, Scandinavian and Contemporary Designs. Fox Tops All, the countertop specialist. Call now and ask about our starting line selections. And by Woods on South, 2100 South Boulevard.
Welcome back to Sports Night. We're here at Woods on South Boulevard in Charlotte, North Carolina. We continue with the show, and we welcome a friend of the show. We've had him on before. One of the most popular Carolina Panther players ever to put on a uniform, quarterback Steve Berline. Steve, good to see you again.
Bill, it's always great to see you. Thank you.
I want to ask you about the Panthers. You do their preseason games on television. You work for CBS during the course of the NFL season. You have a pretty good feel for what's going on. Did we learn this year how important Jake Delhomme is to the Carolina Panther franchise?
Well, among other things, yes, we did learn that. I think if there were any doubters about how important it is to have Jake in there, or more generally speaking, a proven quarterback in there, this was the year that really proved that. And you look throughout the league, and there are very few teams that experience much success without a proven veteran quarterback out there. The Tom Brady's of the world don't come around too often. The guy that comes in there at a very young age and figures it out and takes his team where they want to go. That's very rare. And Jake, I think a lot of people took him for granted. And, you know, sure, there are areas where even Jake would tell you he needs to get better. But the bottom line is when you're talking about week in and week out playing consistently, understanding the offense, understanding how to play at that level, Jake Delhomme is definitely a top 15 quarterback in the NFL, and a guy that is going to play for a lot more years in the NFL because he's proven he can do it. And That's a hard guy to replace.
What do the Panthers have to do? Did they just fall a little bit this year as you look at what this team needs to accomplish again in the offseason through the draft? Obviously, if you get DeLone healthy, who knows about Dan Morgan? But it's a fine line in this league between winning and losing, and you knew that for a long time. Are they that far down, or are they close to getting back to where they compete for a title?
I'm a huge fan of John Fox and Marty Herney, and I really believe that they will do a really good job this year of evaluating where they're deficient, where they need to make improvements. I think they'd both tell you if they were sitting here right now that they rolled the dice with Dan Morgan a couple years ago. They let Will Witherspoon go, put a lot of faith and a lot of trust in Dan Morgan, hoping he'd come around. A lot of money too, needless to say. And unfortunately, that one didn't pan out. That really has hurt the defense the last couple of years, to not have that consistent force in the middle. Now, even though we did find out a lot about Jonathan Beeson, the middle linebacker, he's going to be a heck of a player, but his natural position is outside linebacker. You've got to bring in a true middle linebacker, guy that can step in and play 14, 15, 16 games year in and year out to make sure your defense is at its best. I think, losing Mike Minter right before the season at safety, there were a lot of other issues on defense they will address. They're not far off defensively, I don't believe. I think they